So, years ago, my father received two big pieces of news around the same time. One, he was appointed chairman of the church building committee. They were going to build this beautiful big stone church. And the other piece of news he received was that he had cancer. He told my mother that he was convinced that God would allow him the time he needed to get this building designed and built and dedicated to God. It turns out he was right. He had the time. And it took 10 years. When it was done, it was amazing. Of course, I'm a little prejudiced, but I think it's beautiful. As they were finishing, they were putting into place these huge, big hand-hewn wooden beams, and a crane was lifting them all into place, almost 40 foot up in the air. It's quite dramatic, and my dad and the building committee, of course, guys, you want to watch those go into place. And they got to the last one that was going to go up over the altar. And my dad said to the crane operator, "Hold on just a minute." Ran inside the church, brought out a Sharpie marker. And all the building committee hopped up on the flatbed truck and reached up and held onto that beam. And they all signed the beam in the corner. And then told the operator to take it on up. And it went on up and went into place. And it's there today. My father was able to see the building dedicated, and then he passed on to be with God. A few years later, there was a new senior minister on campus, and he came to my mom after one of the services and said, "Joanne, I just heard a story from the church secretaries today. I wanted to make sure it was true. Is it true that your husband Henry, and the building committee signed that beam that's up over the altar?" And she said, "Yes, that's true." And he said, "Well, no offense to Henry, but he really didn't know what he was doing. Nobody can see it up there. It's too small, it's too tiny." And my mom said, "Well, you didn't know Henry. He always signed his work where only God could see."